Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to take a look at all the new manga that's coming out in the month of July 2026. This is mostly about the new number ones and not previously released series that have new volumes out. We also like to discuss box sets and deluxe editions of previously released material. So with all of that out of the way, let's get started with this list. From Viz Media, we have Hima-ten, Volume 1. This is by Genki Ono. It is a rom-com shonen series that started back in 2024. Tenichi Iemori lives for domestic work. He cooks and cleans for his entire family, all while attending high school and working part-time as a house cleaner. But when Himari Yoshino, model, mogul, and makeup company president, starts attending his school, Iemori's whirlwind of a life gets even more hectic as he's drawn into Himari's glitzy orbit. From Kodansha, we have Blue Summer Haze, Volume 1 from Dondon. This is a BL sports drama series that was first published back in 2023 and it's still ongoing. Makoto's favorite childhood memories are of playing baseball with his best friend and former teammate Shusuke, the catcher of his baseball team. When Shusuke suddenly moved away, Makoto was left devastated, but he clung to the promise of the two of them someday reuniting for the championship game at Koshien Stadium. Now in high school, Makoto is the ace pitcher of the baseball team, and he and Hokuto, the team's catcher, are an all-star duo. But then Shusuke suddenly transfers back to Makoto's school, and it gets harder and harder for the boys to keep their heads in the game under the scorching heat of the baseball diamond. From Seven Seas Entertainment, we have History of the Kingdom of Orc-sen, how the barbarian Orcish nation came to burn down the peaceful Elfland. Volume 1. This is by Takeshi Nogami and Kyoichiro Tarumi, an action fantasy military style series that started back in 2024 based on the light novel of the same name. In the glittering elven kingdom where peace hides a brutal purge, the dark elves are hunted and massacred by their own light elf kin. Dinaruth, chiefess of the dark elves, narrowly escapes death and is rescued by Gustav, king of Orc-sen, a nation of united magical races led by so-called savage orcs. Swearing a blood oath to the Orc king, Dinaruth seeks vengeance for her fallen people. Their unlikely alliance will shatter old beliefs and alter the course of history itself. I hope I pronounced those names correctly though. From Dark Horse Comics, we have The Credits Roll into the Sea. This is by John Tarashine, and it is a slice of life shoujo series that ran for 9 volumes, published originally from 2020 to 2025. Just what are you going to do with the rest of your life? It's the question you'll always have to answer, no matter your age. Umiko Chino is a 65-year-old retired woman in mourning for her late husband. Remembering how they used to watch films together, Umiko goes to the movie theater for the first time in years, where she meets Kai, an attractive, ambiguous young man who studies filmmaking at a nearby art school. They would seem to have nothing in common except for this. Both of them sometimes like to look more at the way the audience reacts to a movie than the movie itself. Kai believes Umiko has the same deep desire he possesses to experience how people respond to something they made, and challenges her to stake the rest of her life discovering that thrill. From Viz Media, we have Star Wars Visions Tsukumo. This is by Eiichi Shimizu and Tomohiro Shimoguchi. Following Order 66, the Empire's Jedi Purge is in full swing, and anti-Jedi propaganda is at its height. Among the survivors is Jedi Knight Nagi Tsukumo. Betrayed, poisoned, and on the run, he joins forces with 2 droid outcasts searching the galaxy for coordinates to a fabled droid paradise. From Seven Seas Entertainment, we have the omnibus release of Mistress Kanan is Devilishly Easy, Volumes 1 and 2, written and drawn by Nonko. This is a rom-com ecchi supernatural shonen series that started back in 2022 and it's still ongoing. Kanon, a female demon, infiltrates a high school with the goal of consuming some delicious human souls. She sets her sights on the perfect target, a teen boy named Kyogi Yoji, and goes for the kill, only to somehow end up in a relationship with him instead. Kanon's never been in love before, and this oddly innocent demon creates absolute chaos as the two venture into romance with a first date and beyond. From Titan Manga, we have Strange Pictures Volume 1. This is by Uketsu, as well as Kiko Aiba. This one's a mystery psychological series that's based on the novel of the same name. This started back in 2024 and it's still ongoing. At its core lie 9 childlike sketches. A pregnant woman's doodles on her blog conceal a dire warning. A boy's simple drawing of his home hides a message no child should know. A murder victim's final sketch becomes a clue that drags an amateur sleuth into a labyrinth of secrets. Each picture is innocent at first glance, yet when pieced together, they reveal a web of unsolved mysteries and shattered psyches. From 7 Seas Entertainment, we have Marriage to the Wolf, an Interspecies Union. This is by Hana Inui, a BL fantasy not safe for work book that was published from 2018 to 2024, 18 chapters collected in 3 volumes. After a year of bad harvesting, things are looking dire for the rabbit village as they struggle to scrape together enough food to survive. When all seems hopeless, the solution to their predicament comes from the most unlikely source, the wolf tribe, who promises them monthly rations in exchange for a bride for the son of the prominent Kuroe family. As the only eligible candidate, the young Kaede is chosen, though he feels less like a bride and more like a sacrifice. Upon his arrival at the wolf's tribe village, Kaede immediately clashes with his fiancée, Ren, a moody young wolf who wants nothing to do with him or their upcoming marriage. Will this young couple make it to their wedding day, or is their marriage doomed from the start? From 7 Seas, we have I'm Fine Being the Second Girlfriend. This is by Yojo Nishi, Inoko, and Retake. A school drama with a bit of an etchiness to it. This one started publication back in 2022 and it's still ongoing. Hayasaka and Kirishima appear to be an adoring couple. They walk home together, hold hands, and even secretly meet up for a more carnal kind of pleasure. But there's one thing off about this blissful relationship. They're both in love with other people. Hayasaka and Kirishima have agreed to satisfy their urges and find comfort in each other, and everything will end if their feelings are reciprocated by their first choices. But the more time they spend tangled up together, in and out of bed, the messier things get. Lust is easy, feelings aren't. From Viz Media, we have Taika's Reason, Volume 1 from Paru Itagaki. This is a sci-fi anthropomorphic shonen series that started back in 2025. Due to a declining birth rate, pets are being transferred into humanoid members of society. But are they truly human, or are humans truly animals? When Ao discovers her family dog, Pitbull Taika, standing over the mauled body of her father, she must decide whether to forgive or forget. Ao isn't ready to lose both her beloved father and her devoted pet, so when her mother has Taika humanized, Ao embraces the new dog man and even brings him to school with her. There, Taika meets a German Shepherd and elite police dogman and begins to unlearn canine behaviors and replace them with human customs. Now the two dogmen compete to see who will be the first to track down the source of the mysterious traces of blood in Ao's locker. From Kodansha, we have Smells Like Green Spirit. This is by Saburo Nagai, a BL slice of life series that was published from 2011 to 2013. 15 chapters collected in 2 volumes. However, here we have everything in one singular book. Suffocated by his rural hometown and the ruthless homophobic bullying he endures at school, Futoshi Mishima has only one escape. Late at night, he swipes his mother's lipstick and delights in quietly dolling himself up. So when that liberating lipstick slips out of his pocket one day, Mishima is at a total loss, until he finds his worst tormentor trying it on for himself. The two stumble into a summer of unprecedented freedom, but as they soon discover, freedom doesn't come without a cost, and they may not be the only ones in town with something to hide. From Tokyo Pop, we have 300 New Days with You. This is by Sai Asai. 7 chapters, collected in 1 volume. This was originally published from 2021 to 2022. 1 year ago, a strange comet passed over Earth, leaving countless individuals with inexplicable memory loss. One such individual was Arata. Not only did he lose his memories of falling in love with his childhood friend, but also the ability to make new ones. Unwilling to give up hope, Rihito logs each day they spent together by the sea and refuses to leave Arata's side, even if it means abandoning his own future. From Yen Press, we have Beneath the Fur, Volume 1. This is by Umi Ruike, an anthropomorphic romance series that ran from 2023 to 2025, 31 chapters collected in 4 volumes. One day, a fox was ready to pounce on a rabbit, only to receive a confession from its would-be prey. Ignoring the fox's confusion, the rabbit continues to profess, "I love you." As this bold approach takes effect, the fox's hard heart begins, little by little, to soften. Will predator and prey ever be able to coexist? From Viz Media, we have the comic all-in-one edition of Castle in the Sky by Hayao Miyazaki. An incredible adventure begins when Pazu, an engineer's apprentice, spies a young girl, Shita, floating down from the sky, held aloft by a glowing pendant. Together they explore the secrets of Laputa, a flying city constructed by a long-lost race of people. But their quest won't be easy, as soon as they are being pursued by greedy air pirates, the military, and secret government agents who all seek the power Shita alone can control. From Yen Press, we have Seeds of Anxiety, Volume 1. This is by Masaaki Nakayama. This one's a horror supernatural seinen series that started back in 2019, and it's still being published. In the beginning, this place was filled with someone's memories, sad memories. With the passage of time, those memories break down, and every so often they creep into our everyday world as disturbances. Why do they show themselves to us? Perhaps they seek a mouthpiece for their own despair, or something else entirely. When strangeness takes root in a place of woe, the seeds of dread begin to germinate. List Rogue, Volume 1 from Yen Press. This one's a drama fantasy shoujo series that is written and drawn by Hoku Tomose. First published in 2024, it's still ongoing. In a world where humans are designated as an endangered species by the dominant race of chimeras, the propagation of mankind is managed by well-intentioned breeding programs. So it is in the case of a certain young human girl who is raised in luxury and ease so that she may one day serve her role in the conservation of her kind. But when new feelings begin to bloom in the heart of the chimera boy who works as her caretaker, the stage is set for an incident that will go down in history. From Kodansha, we have Luca the Dragon Vet, Volume 1. This is by Yuna Hirasawa, and it is a fantasy medical seinen series that started back in 2022. In the country of Adnog, people known as dragon vets are responsible for treating the many different types of dragons that inhabit the land. After the death of her father, an army dragon vet, a girl named Luca decides to honor his memory by becoming a dragon vet herself. She enters the Academy of Dracology, where she and her fellow trainees soon experience all the trials, tribulations, and occasional messes that come with treating creatures many times their size. The road to mastery may be long, but when there's a dragon in need, the dragon vets answer the call. From Yen Press, we have Clumsy Kiss. This is by Machi Suehiro. This is a school-themed BL that started back in 2023, lasting 7 chapters collected in one volume. Time's running out. With graduation on the horizon and everyone and their brother getting together, Kuma is stuck in something of a rut. Due to the trauma of a past heartbreak, he's had a little trouble putting himself out there, but he's made up his mind. It's time to move on. To get the ball rolling, he tries his luck by texting one of his lady friends, and to his delight, she agrees to a lunch date the very next day. But why did Sasahara, the hottest guy in school, show up instead? And why is he acting like they're dating? From Yen Press, we have The Bubble Love of the Mermaid, Volume 1. This is by Kei Tamura, a fantasy romance series that started back in 2024 and it's still ongoing. Asana Amamizu, a student of Yotsuru Girls Academy, has been bullied by her family ever since a red mark appeared on her wrist. So even when the school is abuzz with news about a handsome new Japanese teacher, Asana keeps her distance. That is until an unexpected marriage proposal comes her way. From Manga Mavericks Books, we have Horon of the Closed Country, Volume 1. This is by Sen. It's an action-adventure fantasy series that ran from 2023 to 2024, collected in 4 volumes. There is a power that hides and protects an ancient land from foreign enemies, but sacrifices must be made. In recent times, the harbingers of that deity have been encroaching on humankind, and only people with special powers, quietists, are able to drive them back. An unlikely trio, each of whom has lost something dear to them, find themselves journeying to unravel the secrets of the deity and the quietist. Little do they know that what they have lost, the frequent appearances of the harbingers and the need for sacrifices, are all connected. From Yen Press, we have Magic Dr. Rex's Perverted Medical Record, Volume 1. This is by Daisuke Motomi, a comedy fantasy not safe for work series that started back in 2023 and it's still ongoing. In a land where the Demon King has been defeated, Rex, the Magic Doctor, runs a humble clinic. Business is booming, even in peacetime, but his patients are the most hopeless perverts in the world, from committing crimes with slimes to sticking certain appendages in man-eaters. Dr. Rex has seen it all. From Tokyopop, we have Hit Me Hard with Desire. This is a BL drama that started back in 2022, lasting for 6 chapters, collected in 1 volume. Written and drawn by Hiro Murasaki. The only thing more depressing than Nanase's new cleaning job is his creepy, dead-eyed co-worker Kurono. And now that Kurono has turned that unnerving stare on Nanase, escape seems impossible. No matter what violence or vitriol Nanase hurls at him, Kurono refuses to tear his gaze away, and those vacant eyes see right through the jagged cracks in Nanase's bruised and battered heart. From Yen Press, we have The Crow's Ballad at Dawn from Sakuhiro. This is a BL fantasy not safe for work series that ran from 2019 to 2020. 7 chapters collected in 1 volume. You paid for me, so touch me however you please. Office worker Akito is taken away by a tofu boy yokai and steps foot into red light district exclusive to yokai. There he meets the beautiful male prostitute Suiden, a tan black-haired tengu. A story of pure love between a male prostitute and a customer unfurls on the stage of a dazzlingly luxurious red light district. So there it is, folks. A lot of interesting titles coming out in July. Let me know what you're picking up. Thank you everybody for joining. Follow me on social media. You can join my Discord. The link is down below, or you can become a channel member. That helps out a ton. That is going to be it for now. God bless. Stay safe out there. I will catch all of you on the next one.